What's happening, YouTube? Jonathan Perine, the Education 10 here, coming at you guys with another video. I want to ask you guys to please continue to check and subscribe to my channel for more YouTube videos. So today was the final round of the NFL Draft, the final 4 rounds, rounds 4 through 7. This is more of like a back end of the draft. You don't get really, do any big names fly off the board? No, but sometimes you can find some gems and diamonds later in this draft. And I think this is going to be maybe very huge going forward, depending on the depth of this draft. It was very wide receiver driven. The Jets were able to get a few more picks. They had 3 picks in round 4. They had a pick in round 5 and a pick in round 6. They did not have a pick in round 7. So keep that in mind. But the Jets first were able to strike some gold on offense. They landed LaMichael Perine. They drafted him in the 4th round, a running back who I think will be a very good impact piece. He'll be a really good, solid number 2 back behind Le'Veon Bell. The Jets needed a little depth in the running back position. And I think Perine, he's not a big guy, but he has the great ability of catching the ball out of the backfield. And he's a very elusive back, and I think that's something, as a Jet fan, you're very excited about. You like his ability to dissect the defense, and with the new O-line, the Jets really were able to put together now. And they actually did draft another lineman. I'm going to get to him in a minute. This will help the Jets big time as far as finding the space they need to run the ball. And Perine is going to be a good part of that. How many snaps he'll get, we don't know. But we'll definitely see Perine a little bit next year getting carries, maybe getting some plays here and there. And I think this will be very good for the Jets going forward. The Jets then went about 5 more picks later. They drafted a quarterback, which was a very interesting choice. They drafted James Morgan out of FIU. Mainly, I think the reason of this, the Jets did not have a lot of depth at the quarterback position. Particularly, it showed when they played the Browns in a primetime game last year. Sam Darnold got hurt. Trevor Siemian had to come in. He got hurt. So then the Jets found themselves on their 3rd string quarterback. It was Falk, and he was not ready to go. He just did not. Again, he was thrown into this. You can't really blame him for it, but the Jets did not have strength at the quarterback position, and it hurt them very quickly. As soon as Darnold went down, as soon as Siemian went down, they were shorthanded immediately. So Morgan will be a very good, solid backup to have for Darnold, and we'll see what maybe he could do. He had decent numbers in college, better than a 50% ratio from touchdown to interception. But again, we don't know really what James Morgan's going to bring yet, but just to have him as a little piece backing up Darnold, have a little an extra depth at the quarterback, I'm okay with this. And again, maybe Morgan could be a steal. We don't know, but we'll see. Then the Jets added another piece to the O-line. They got Cameron Clark, another solid offensive tackle out of Charlotte. He will be a very good piece on the Jets' front line. I think you love what Joe Douglas did, getting Mekhi Becton at 11. Then you have now Cameron Clark. And then the Jets are also made a lot of additions with Van Rotten, with McGovern, pieces to really front up that O-line and give Sam Darnold the proper protection that he's going to need. I think this is a great move getting Clark. I think it's really nice. I think it will be a very good, solid piece to have in there. He's about 300 pounds. And Darnold needed the protection. He needs to have time to throw the ball. He needs to have time to get rid of the ball quick and be able to have his running backs have the time to run that ball down. So having another piece on the O-line will be huge for them. Then the Jets continued down the draft board. They took Bryce Hall, a cornerback, which surprisingly, you kind of have to be amazed he was there. He has had a history with injury, ankle injury, and how sure is he going to be as a member of the Jets defense? We don't know. But the Jets do have Desir to be one of their 2 corners, along with Hairston. You also have well, again, Marcus May is a safety. I'm getting that mixed up. But you're going to put, oh yeah, and Poole, there we go, Byron Poole. So you're going to have Byron Poole with Desir, and then you're going to have possibly Bryce Hall, and he could be an interchangeable piece. I don't know if he's going to get a starting job right away. I think you got to see how he does in camp. But if he's healthy, this is a good steal for the Jets to have gotten him this late and to get him in this spot when you weren't sure. But, the Jets needed to get some of their secondary fixed. That was a big problem they had last year, and I'm glad they did this. And we'll see what other moves they might make, free agency and then the unrestricted, undrafted free agents. They did a couple of additions there. But I like this addition of Hall, and we'll see where this goes for the Jets going forward down the road. And then the final pick the Jets had, the 191st pick in the 6th round. The Jets went with a very interesting choice, but I think it was a good choice. They took Braden Mann, a punter, as their final pick out of Texas A&M. Now, many are going to ask, why did they pick Mann? Why would the Jets use a pick on a punter? Punters play a very important role in a football game. Guys, special teams is there for a reason. And one of the things a punter is good at is field position. But the Jets never found themselves a punter that was able to have a good leg and to be able to place the ball on the field where you want him to. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mann is going to be the man. Braden is the man that will be that punter the Jets have been looking for quite some time now. Will he see a lot of action? We don't know. Hopefully he doesn't have to see too much. You don't want the Jets to rely on the punter all the time. But Mann is one of the best at placing kicks. He won the Ray Guy Award, which goes to the best punter out of college, named for Ray Guy, who was a punter. And one of the things that impressed me with Mann is how he has the ability to pin the ball in the way back in the backfield. Put him at the 1 yard line, put him at the 2. He also is very good on kickoffs, which I think the Jets are going to really utilize Mann there. And this is very important to have a punter like this because you don't know sometimes how big the punter can determine the outcome of a game. Where you place the ball on that final drive to maybe stop your opponent, maybe prevent him from getting good field position, that is crucial. Having a punter to have the ability to decide the fate of a game, and you have to rely on your defense sometimes to win the game for you. So Mann will be very important. This likely now means it'll be sayonara for Lachlan Edwards. He was good, but I think Mann is going to be the future now, and I think this is a very nice way for the Jets to overall end their 2020 draft. So overall, I give tremendous kudos to Joe Douglas. Believe me, he made some moves. These were important moves. He signed guys that really have a lot of character, guys that are going to want to win. And more importantly, these are guys that are team players. They're not all about me players. That's something that's very important for a guy for something like this. When you want to pick the right talent, it's not always just about what they do on the field. It's the type of character they are and the type of teammate that they are. So I commend Joe Douglas for doing this move, for taking his time, patience. And, it's very clear, and I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but Joe Douglas had a very fine teacher for a general manager to really show him the ropes, how to draft talent, and how to really discover good talent. And that was Ozzie Newsome. Ozzie Newsome, the general manager of the Ravens, former player himself. And Joe Douglas, I think, learned a great deal from Ozzie Newsome how to draft good talent. And I'm very happy to say the Jets finally now have someone that knows what he's doing, knows where to find the right talent, and can build the team the right way. Something the Jets haven't had ever. And now Joe Douglas could be the saving grace to get the Jets the team they need now to be a playoff team and bring back the good old days of Gang Green now in 2020. Let's see where the Jets now take this going forward. Now Adam Gase has no excuses. Now you must win. Now you have the talent to get you a consistent winning product every single day. 2020 for the Jets is upon us soon. Hopefully we'll start on time due to COVID-19. We'll see. Jonathan Perriente, The Execution 10, saying bye for now.